What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this video is about when having no balls actually comes in handy. It's about Game of Thrones. It has to do with Theon, of course. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and let's get into it. Now, when we see Theon, they had just had a big meeting in Dragonstone, and when the meeting was dismissed, he pulled Jon Snow to the side, and he wanted to tell him how much he admires him always knowing to do the right thing and everything like that. And Jon said it's not as easy as it seems. And he says, well, you always done better than me. He said, well, I've always done better than you. And he said, it's been hard for me. That's what Theon said, to know if I was either a Greyjoy or a Stark, or which one or the other. And Jon said, our father treated you good and you betrayed him, but nevertheless, you're a Stark and a Greyjoy. You combined. You don't have to choose. And he was saying, well, I let my sister down. She's the only one that stood up for me. And then Jon said, then what you waiting here talking to me for? So that kind of gave him a little bit of courage and some baby balls to deal with. So he walked out to the beach with his new grown baby balls. They don't even have hair on them yet. And he wanted to talk to his men. And he said, hey, we're going back to go get my sister. And then the man that's pretty much assumed leadership said, look, your sister's dead. You left her for dead. Why would we follow you? She's dead. And he's saying, no, she's not dead. And we're going back to get my sister. And that guy was looking at him like, look, we're going to get us some women. We're going to rape, pillage, go to an island to get away from the dead. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And Theon balls was starting to shrivel up. Them little baby balls were shriveling up. And then he said, no, we're going to get my sister, and we all follow her. We don't do that anymore because she said so. And then Theon walked up to the guy, and then he cracked Theon across the jaw, and Theon kind of fell back, and he started to realize them balls ain't fully grown yet. He in for trouble. But then he came back at the dude, but he don't know how to fight. He think he's a fake NFL player, Lawrence Taylor, and try to tackle him, and the guy, is kind of stout, so he tosses him into the sand, and Theon is lounging around in the sand. He gets up, and then he tries to run at the guy again, and the guy cracks him in the face again real hard. Now Theon's a little bloodied up to getting cracked pretty good, and he come wobbling like a little zombie from Walking Dead, and he says, stay down or I'ma kill you. Stay down or I'm gonna kill you. Theon runs, and then he grabs him, and then the guy gives him a massive knee to where his nuts used to be, and just knee after knee after knee, so hard that even Theon was lifting up off the ground. And the guy was like, what in the world? This guy ain't falling from these knees to the nuts. And Theon looked at him and gave him a little look like, yeah, these baby balls I just got from talking to Jon Snow, they ain't even big enough to feel pain yet. And the guy's looking like, what in the world? This guy ain't got no balls. And look at Theon, although he got kicked where his balls used to be, now that he doesn't have any, and the little baby balls he just grew, they ain't even dropped yet, so he can't feel pain on them. And so while he was sent there bent over, all he could do is just look at the guy and smile and say, yeah, you can't beat a guy with no balls, buddy. I'm on your ass. Nah, it's over. Playtime's over, boy. And look, he looked like one of the Walking Dead with all that blood all over his face. He don't got no balls or nothing. He's half gone anyway. And then he just grabs the guy and just gives him a big old head, but so hard, he a hard head anyway. Theon never listened, and the guy falls back onto the beach, and Theon jumps on top of him, spitting and drooling blood. It looked like chewing tobacco falling out in the guy's eye. And then he like picks up a stone, is what it looked like. He may have been using his fist, but it looked like he picked up something off the beach and just started cracking him upside the head with it over and over and over, and basically beating the guy to a bloody mess. And he was still hurt. I mean, I guess getting kicked where your balls used to be, it had to still hurt a little bit. But he was tired, exhausted from getting beat, and just fell out on the sand in front of everybody. He tries to gather himself and get up, and he's wobbling all over the place, falling around, looking like a drunken kung fu master. And he's trying to get up and wobbling, and he falls into the crowd of his men, and they kind of actually help him up because they admire strength. And even though he don't have no balls, they can see that he just grew a pair of baby balls, and they say, well, he actually, those baby balls actually help lead him into taking out the strongest one of us. And then he screams, we're going to get Yara, which is his sister for those who don't know, and they're going to set sail. And so then they all admire what he just did and overcame, and so then they start screaming for it, yeah. And he's saying, that's our queen, we're going to get her. And he can't believe he actually did the right thing for a change. He's been such a conflicted character in the show, making one mistake after the other, so emotional and irrational. And he tries to wobble towards the boat, and he actually goes right past the boat and goes into the sea to get a little of that salt water to wash his face off and everything, and clear his head. And he's probably thinking, I actually did it. She'd be proud of me. We're going to go get my sister. And we can be two ballless rulers together. And so, and then I guess not having no balls came in handy, because it was a defense mechanism that when they was kicking him there, it allowed him to regroup and gain the upper hand on the guy. So if you ever want to be able to do that, don't get no balls. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, share, like, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.